Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the house garage. We're going to start getting a brooder set up. We're going to get chicks here first part of next week, so we need to get this going. So I'll spin you around and show you what I've picked up to get this going. All right, this is what we got. I went to the feed store and I got everything at the feed store that I needed. I got a heat lamp and a bulb, and it's a special bulb made for brooding chicks and other animals. It's a heat light, shatterproof. Got a thermometer, brooder kit. Last year I made my own, so we're going to try this one out. Got some probiotics for the chicks. A couple of feeders. These are, I think one is from the last time. I got one new one. Some chips and a bag of chick starter. So that should be everything we need to get things started, and then we'll get our chicks next Monday. This is Thursday, so we'll get this going, get it all regulated, and try to get the garage here all stable so there's not a draft in it, and then we'll get them chicks and they should be pretty happy. So I'll get you pointed here where I'm going to put it in the corner. It's where I did last year. I did chicks 3 years ago in here and they worked out really good. So we'll get you lined up and we'll get things started. All right, let's open up this chick starter kit, chick brooder kit. It's the Little Giant who puts it out. Made in the USA. And it looks like it's a corral and a stand to put the light on. Pretty basic. The last brooder I built, I used just cardboard, stapled it to the wall, and it worked out fine. But the cardboard was, no, I don't know, 40 inches tall, so it was really hard to reach over it, and by the time I got it up, it was too big a pain in the butt to cut it back down. But it worked. But I was up there at the feed store and saw this, and I thought, well, this looks like a pretty good deal. Looks like it's just heavy corrugated plastic. So that ought to do pretty good. I might have to go set it up in front of the stove to get it warmed up so it'll spread out. And then there's a couple of wire ties and a screw and a hook. There's some PVC parts, PVC fittings. So it looks like it's nothing special, just standard parts. Doesn't look like there's any directions on how to put the stand together, so we'll just use the picture here. Doesn't look like it should be too tough. Looks like this is the base. Looks like the big ones go on the bottom. And that riser, looks like the base of it. Looks like there's a cap for each one. I'm not going to glue it together because I don't want to, I want to be able to take it apart and store it. Okay, then it looks like we've got this big one goes in there. Like that. Then it looks like the screw and a wing nut. That looks like the adjuster for the light. So we'll set it down here so it's lowest level where you got to get that brood box up to about 100 degrees for them new chicks. So that screw just slides right in there. Come on. I got to go get a drill. There we go. And then we'll put the wing nut on. Elbow. Get another extension. And a cap, and it's got a hole in it. So I guess that's for the hook. A little hole drilled in it right here. So we'll just screw that in there. Well, that's pretty simple. Then it's got some zip ties, I guess, to run hook the lamp onto. So we'll set that off. Side there. Oh, I bet you the zip ties are right here to hold this brooder wall together. Okay, let me get you turned around here and I'll show you where I'm going to put it. Okay, I'm thinking right in here. We'll just zip tie that together. That. I think I am going to go in and heat that up a little bit. That's pretty stiff. It's and it says it's 61 out here, but it's been sitting out in the truck, so it's a little colder outside, about 40 outside. That damn boss is not bugging me. All right. So I'll go warm that up and see if I can get it to spread out a little bit, and then I'll bring you back and we'll get the rest of the brooder set up. All right, I set this wall out there in front of the wood stove for a while, and it helped quite a bit. It's relaxed some. So we'll go ahead, and I want this tucked back in this corner. I really don't want any sharp corners so the chicks don't pile up. So we'll go ahead and put a little bit of sawdust in there, or wood shavings. We'll get this opened up. Try not to make too big a mess. take our time opening up the bale here so we can still use the bag. Alright. I think I got plenty of sawdust. Boy, I sure hated buying this bag. I usually have plenty of sawdust, but I had changed the sawdust in the chicken coop and I'd used up all my shavings. So we'll just kind of fill this up. We'll put about 3 or 4 inches in the bottom here. It smells like pine shavings, so. Yeah, this is quite a bit smaller than my other brooder that I built. My other one come clear out to the edge of this wall, kind of clear out like that. It was way too big. I only had 7 chicks in it. But yeah, it was a pain in the butt to reach over and change your water or whatever. And the chicks would always freak out because, you know, they're always used to being blocked in real high, and then somebody comes in. But it didn't seem to hurt many. Spread that out a little bit. That'll help hold that wall out some too. Just kind of push that around till it's all nice and rounded out. There's a good 3 inches in there. Okay, that's kind of good. Now we'll put our light stand. Set that in there. Got a light. Heat lamp. 250 watt. I'm going to use a red one. Give them a little bit of, so they're not under that bright light all the time, you know, on a white one. Just got a couple of zip ties holding this little guard here. Snaps over, kind of protects the bulb. Okay, light bulb. Screw that in there. And I'm going to take the clamp right off. You can snap that onto a shelf or something or whatever, but it's got a bail and that's got a hook on it, so I'm going to get this out of the way. Just slide that up and off of there. Put the safety guard on. Like that. Down in there. The little bail there. We'll hang that right there. Plug in is just over the wall right here, so that works out good. Okay. Set that like that. Bring you over and let you take a look. Okay, just like that. Then I'll put the food and water over here out from under the light. Then go back under that light and warm up. Come back out if it gets too hot. We'll set this light right under there. I can feel the heat on that. I don't know if you can see that or not. Zoom you in. It says it's 58. That's what the garage is. So we'll let that set there and I'll monitor that and try to keep it around 100, 98, and then you raise it or you lower the temperature 5 degrees every week until I think you get down to 75, and then you don't need a light. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's running up. It's almost 60 now. So that's just what it'll be. We'll let that run for a few days, and then the feed will go in there. And the water here can make you sicker than a dog, joshing when you're around here. The food and water will go in like that. I might get a brick or piece of wood to set them up so they don't kick sawdust in it. But that's kind of what it'll be. I might set them back a little bit farther here, over in this corner, so they can get all the way around it. And kind of like that. They can go up there and get warm and hang out under the light. And if that doesn't get up to temperature, then I'll add a little wires to that bale and lower that light down even farther. So it's just a matter of adjusting it up and down. The higher you go, the cooler the brooder will be. But that was it. A little sawdust, a little plastic deal that you can kind of see there. I'm finger deep. However, if it looks like they're digging down through there to the cement, then I'll add a little more. And it doesn't look like much. It might be, I don't know, 14 inches maybe. The size of that, I don't know if the box says what it is or not. No, I don't. Enclosure measure approximately 3 feet diameter. When assembled, it says it can suitable for 15 chicks. So it ought to be pretty good. If they get to where they start jumping out, I've got this old foot locker over here, right here. I can move them into that and then put that brooder on top of that, and that'll make that 3 feet tall. And if it gets to be a problem, but I think this is going to be fine. I'll just keep them in here, and they're enclosed in this garage, so if they do get out, they'll be not wandering all over the yard. So there we go. Till Monday, I'll bring you back. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the garage. I just got back from the feed store and picked up my chicks, so I'll spin you around and show you what I got. Alright, I had to take the stand off the brooder. I couldn't get my light high enough. I'm using a 250 watt bulb, and it was just too hot. It was like almost 130 degrees. And so I got my light raised up. Right now I'm exactly 90 degrees in there. So I'll take the thermometer out there. You want 90 to 95. And my chicks came in the feed store on Friday. This is Monday, so they've had 3 or 4 days, so I don't have to teach them how to drink or eat or anything. I'm going to set them in here. I got 6 barred rocks. Look at there. Pretty cute. These are supposed to be really heat and cold tolerant, so they should handle our cold winters. They're supposed to all be hens. That last batch I got 7 my last batch, and 2 of them were roosters. So there we go. That's them. So they'll find that water. And the food. We'll kind of pile up a little sawdust here so that the food's not sitting right down in the sawdust. Same with the water. And then they can get a little drink. They're kind of huddling up on the light there. They've been out from under the heat lights for, got them out and I visited with them at the feed store, so probably 20 minutes. But they seem to be doing good. You get you a shot in the coop here, or in the brooder. There they go. Yeah, they're finding that light. And like I say, they came in on Friday, and so they put them in their brooders and got them eating and drinking, and they look really good. They look really good. So these are, like I say, barred rocks. So we'll just let them settle in, and we'll kind of give you updates through the week, and so you know what's going on with them. But yeah, I think they'll do good. All right, we'll catch you on the next video.